Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a blessed day. Mine's going really good. I got the house to myself for just a minute, so I thought I'd better make a quick video. We got Mr. Brody laying here sleeping, guarding the door. So listen, I want to talk to you for just a minute about what defiles a person, because there's a lot of confusion on this issue. So Jesus had one habit that he did all the time, and it just infuriated the religious leaders. All the holier-than-thou crowd couldn't stand that he was doing this one thing. And he did it for 3.5 years and never stopped. And that was the habit of healing people on the Sabbath day. They couldn't stand it. I mean, the disciples would be walking through the grain fields and they'd be hungry and they'd reach over there and grab an ear or whatever and eat the grain. And they had problems with that. They didn't like that. Jesus would heal a guy on the Sabbath and say, yeah, take up your bed and take it home. So this guy'd be walking his bed through town and everybody say, hey, you can't do that. Well, he told me to. So Jesus was always in trouble for healing on the Sabbath. One time on the Sabbath, Pharisees were sitting there just infuriated because there was a guy with a withered hand, and they were watching Jesus saying, man, if you heal him, we're going to kill you. And Jesus goes, stretch forth your hand. I mean, he defiled them. He just absolutely was in opposition. But they couldn't deal with it. This is what it says in Mark 7:14-15. And when he had called unto the people to him, he said unto them, hearken unto me, every one of you, and understand. There is nothing from without a man that enters into him can defile him, but the things that come out of him, those are the things that defile him. Christians today believe there's no way that you can be a Christian and do certain sins. Just like the Pharisees, they got their pet peeves. And if you do any one of these, you're not saved. There's no way that you're a born-again Christian and you can smoke cigarettes. There's no way that you're a born-again Christian and you can go to a barbecue and drink a beer. That's impossible. You're defiling yourself. Well, that's not what the Lord says. He says, wait a minute. The things that are from without that come into you don't defile you. It's the things that come from within your heart that defiles you. This is what it says in Mark 7:18-20. And he said unto them, are ye also without understanding? Do ye not perceive that whatsoever thing from without enters into a man, it can't defile him, because it doesn't enter into his heart, but enters into his stomach, and it goes out in the draught, and it's gone. And he said, that which comes out of a man, that is what defiles a man. So Jesus is saying that true defilement doesn't come from like you smoking a cigarette or drinking a beer. True defilement comes from you sitting there at work and looking at this lady that's sitting right over there and you thinking, man, she's nice. I'd like to have her. Or some girl sitting there in the office and seeing a guy that works there and saying, man, he's nice. I'd like to have him. People, that thought, dwelling on that thought, that's what defiles you. Not going out for a smoke break and smoking a cigarette. The thoughts are what defile you. He goes on to say in Mark 7:21, for from within, out of the heart of men proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within. That is what defiles a man. People, listen. We have a nasty, nasty habit as Christians. And I know that probably 99 out of 100 Christians have this nasty habit, and sometimes it even rubs off on me and I have to put it in check. And that habit is we make a habit of looking down on those who sin differently than we do. We have a habit of looking down on those who sin differently than we do, because we all sin every day. So are all these external things like smoking and drinking and all these, are all these things okay? No, they're not okay. They're not okay. All right? Now, I'm not saying that having one beer at a barbecue, I think that's probably okay. Bible's very specific. A little bit of wine's okay, just not in excess. I don't think smoking's okay. It's harming your body. But this is how Paul addresses that. Is everything external okay then? He said no. In 1 Corinthians 10:23, he says, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. In other words, this is what he's saying. You know what? There's certain things that don't defile a person, because Jesus already set the precedent that from out of the heart, that's what defiles you, not the externals. But Paul's saying, listen, you've got to keep an eye on these externals, because they're not good. And some of these externals, if you let them in, then they will put the thoughts in your heart that will defile you. Like, for instance, listening to music and a lot of movies that we watch. Those movies we watch, especially if you're watching any kind of thing like R-rated, X-rated, it's going to put images within your heart and thoughts within your heart. Where after you see that movie, you're going to start thinking about things from that movie or that song, and then that's what's going to defile you. So all externals are not okay, because some of them don't edify you. They actually harm you, and they will lead to defilement. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. It made sense when I wrote it down, but I just don't know if I was able to say it right. But anyway, guys, listen. The basic theme is this. The externals, things that some people do, smoking, cigarette, drinking, whatever, it's not what defiles man. What defiles you are the things, the thoughts that come from within your heart. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. I just want to give you something to think about. Heaven or hell, you choose. Just remember, once you take your last breath, it's a done deal.